Hi everyone, it's Sandra with my sister Wendy. Say hi, Wendy.
Hello, everyone.
We are out here outdoors taking care of my worm bins, and this is Eat My Shorts, and I have toenails in here to check on. So maybe what I'll do is I will just empty them out. Worm hightailing it out of here. Maybe I will dig up the toenail area. My gosh, these bins have all been moved to a different location, so I'm trying to figure out where the toenails are. I think, are they under here? And I need to find that tub of toenails and just look to see how we're doing. They under here? Where are they? Oh, here. Oh gosh, I dug them up. Here we are. Here are the toenails. So let's see. There was some stuff on the top that contains worms, but no toenails. So let's dig down a little bit. I'll put on the screen how many days it's been since we put the toenails in here. The only reason I'm trying to keep the toenail area separate is I want to be able to see when the toenails start to disappear. And if I just mix it into the general worm bin, I won't be able to do that necessarily. It's hard. Oh, there's a toenail right there still. Toenails and fingernails. Still bright white. Still brittle. But a cocoon. So, there's another toenail. There's definitely still nails in here. This material is not as moist as I think we need to ignite the microbes around these nails. Yeah, there's a big toenail. That's not mine, that's Landon's. And no, still, even through these gloves, I can feel that there's, it's still quite sharp. All right, no action on the toenails, but I'm going to put some moist food in here. Oops, to try to encourage the worms into this area. Now, the worms aren't going to eat these nails. It's going to be the microbes. So I need to get the microbes ignited in there to get them interested. So I'm going to take some of this sloppy food and just slop it in there. And hopefully the moisture from this food, as well as the microbes that it will attract. See, there's a big toenail right on the surface there. Will get these toenails underway. Would really like that to be gone, or at least so we can get an idea of how long you can expect to see your toenails or fingernails in your worm bin if you feed them. So that I've just fed right on top of the toenail area. So now let me just cover that up, and we'll just stir up the rest of the bin, see how the worms are doing in their old feeding zone. I'm going to use this end. There's a road trip fork. I'm going to use this end over here as my feeding end. Oh, there's a banana peel that's still hanging around. Sometimes banana peels take longer than you think. And so I'm going to use this end to feed in. And when I'm all set and done, I will bury the toenails back there, and we'll put them in for another round. So I'm just grabbing some of this dry carbon on the bottom, and we're going to feed right there. I'm going to give this worm bin a big feeding. It's banana peels again and some onion, unfortunately. So not super tasty. It's still crunch, partly frozen. But I'm going to spread it out over this half of the bin. The greenhouse temperatures will take care of it quickly. And in order to make sure that a large feeding is as safe as it possibly can be, lots of eggshells on top, just to make sure that the worms have calcium available to them. And then I'm going to give them a treat that they'll be able to get into right away. We are using up our organic material that we have put aside. This is leaf mold from maybe even a year and a half ago. that is still not fully processed. It is just a beautiful dampness for a worm bin. And so the worms are gonna love it. There's lots for them to munch down on that because the leaves are already well underway to being processed. And I will inoculate them even more with a little bit of their own castings here. So there's an old road trip fork. Lots of worms in here just chowing down. Because this bin is no longer in the greenhouse, it's not going to dry out as much on the top. Lots of springtails down the bottom there, which I think I noted last time as well. So the worms are in this more moist end, eating away. I don't see any visible food left. I see worms clustering around things, but that's not visible food. Don't see any sign, any reason why I won't give these worms a feeding. They are in cooler temperatures, so they won't be eating as much. Even though it's June, we haven't really heated up. Well, we've had hot days, but now we've cooled down again, and so this is more like late spring temperatures rather than summer temperatures. So lovely fluffy worm bin, and I will just create a bit of a feeding trench here and get these worms some more food. And that'll get them a bit, I'm right up under the paper here. I'm right adjacent to that basket. So the feeding zone I'm going to create will spill over a little bit into the basket, which I think will also be good for both moisture and microbes. So for carbon, I'm going to empty in some compost, trying to use up all our organic material on our property before we move. And then I'm just going to get some more food. Right in this thing, I've just got one soaked toilet roll, so I'm going to get a little bit more food. Okay, this is just some rotten asparagus stems. Yuck. So I'm going to put some of those down there. That should be enough food for this bin. Top it up with a little bit more compost. There we go. And that's got visible leaves left in it. And I'll just bring over and level out the bin. So moisture's looking good, toenails still there. We want the worms to work harder. Come on. Curious minds want to know how long it takes toenails to disappear in a worm bin. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye from Sandra and bye from Eat My Shorts.